Hey guys, good to have you back in Headlines. Today we'll be reading an in-depth article from The Economist, analyzing the economic of thinness and why women are obsessed with their weight. It is a brilliant article and it covers almost every aspect and reason of why women are shaped and molded into being thin. An excerpt as much as a 5 or 6 minute episode could stand, and you should try the full-length article in my WeChat account. I promise they'll pay off. Successive waves of feminism have told smart women they should have emancipated themselves from vanity, as they have from domestic servitude and existence defined by procreation. But as a woman greatly affected by a comment about her weight, she's not rare. These experiences are deeply personal but also universal. They reflect the pressure on women to look like an ideal. That ideal has changed over time. Renaissance news boast ample curves, but in more recent decades, it has been defined by thinness. 接连不断的女性主义浪潮告诉聪明的妇女要 emancipate themselves from vanity， 从虚荣中解放自己，就像她们从家奴和作为生育繁衍工具的角色中解放出来。Successive is consecutive in a row. 3 successive days is 3 days in a row. 连续3天。Emancipate from something is to set free from something, restrain, illegal, or promote equal rights. 林肯解放纪念碑上写的就是 emancipation。Servitude 是一种被奴役的状态，比如说 intellectual servitude or involuntary servitude. Procreation 生殖和繁衍，女性在任何时候都承受着所谓理想模样的压力。Renaissance news boast ample curves. 文艺复兴的裸体以丰满的曲线为好，而现如今人们以瘦为美。Boast here is not brag or exaggerate. It is to be proud of. For example, the city boasts Vincent van Gogh's residence. Healthy people are thinner than poor ones in countries such as America. There is typically a gently downward sloping relationship between weight and income. The body weight shrinks down as the wage increases. 体重降低，薪水升高。One thing I want to remind you is, just because obesity and wage are factors put in the same coordinates doesn't mean that we should make a causal judgment. The problem with all of these explanations is that the correlation between income and weight at the population level in advanced countries is driven almost entirely by women. Correlation 相关性 causation 因果性，不要弄混了。这种收入高、体重低的相关性呈现几乎完全是基于女性的。Be driven by 这是一个高级的用法。The correlation is subjected to women 受女性因素的影响。There is a gender gap in the relationship between income and weight, which cannot be easily explained by other differences between men and women, indicates another explanation. Perhaps being thin helps women become rich. Myriad studies find that overweight and obese women are paid less than their thinner peers. 不是因为她是女性，所以有这种相关性。也许是瘦可以帮助女性变得富裕。Myriad is countless. 我们48期就学过了，当时的语境是 The rib tank has accrued myriad cultural associations. 跨栏背心积累了无数的文化想象。This might reflect in part the higher cost that obese employees might impose on their employers. And very overweight and obese people tend to incur higher costs, partly because they suffer more health problems as they age. Still, it's unclear why this cost would be passed on only to women. Impose something on someone is to officially force a rules or a tax or a policy on someone. 施加给某人税或者某种政策。Which states impose a sales tax on massage therapy services? 体重比较大的雇员可能会给雇主招致更高的保险费。Encourage to bring something unwanted. Incur cost, damage, loss, penalty, while the objects are usually unpleasant. Shareholders incur further losses as stock declines. This is a fixed expression in stock market. You could find the phrase everywhere when the stock market is at its bearish. Perhaps women do feel bad about themselves because they compare themselves to the gazelles that populate the covers of the magazines and duped into thinking these photos are unedited and attainable. Maybe their parents or a doctor commented on their weight when they were young. But in addition to those pressures is the powerful incentive of the market. Women accurately perceive that failing to lose weight or be thin will literally cost them. Gazelle 是一种羚羊，身材比较矫健。那 populate 输入数据 be duped into doing something is to be cheated into doing something. For example, scammers dupe senior citizens into thinking their children are tight on money. I feel duped. Tesla price drop. angers current owners。当女性把自己和输入在杂志封面上的好身材相比，而且他们会认为这些照片是没有经过编辑的，是可以实现的，他们会 feel sad。那除了杂志以及周围人的评论这些压力之外呢，还有一个有利的市场动机，就是女性精准地意识到减肥和保持瘦是要花钱的。The economic reality doesn't seem to have shifted much. All that has changed is the narrative, which has embraced body positivity and shunned dieting. Women eliminate foods under the guise of health and wellness to improve their gut health or raise their energy levels. But the psychological parasite of the ideal woman has evolved to survive in an ecosystem that pretends to resist her. Feminism has not eradicated the tyranny of the ideal woman, but rather has entrenched it and made it trickier.瘦的经济没有变化，变的是它表述的方式。现在呢，它避开了以前那种节食的行为 shun 学过了，变成保持身体的正能量，以健康为名排除一些食物，比如说要吃蔬菜，要吃低糖的不含麸质的食物。Under the guise of 打着什么的幌子 For example, her boyfriend is passing a lot of anxiety to her under the guise of careness and love.下面这句话写得特别好 Let's see if you could get it. 即便如此，关于理想女性的心理寄生虫已经进化到了可以在假装对抗理想女性观念的环境中生存。女性主义没有消除关于什么是理想女性的暴政，而且它更加加深了，变得更难对付了。Anyone who has tried a juice cleanse or a cabbage soup diet will know that the pursuit of thinness can come at the expense of other important things girls and women might want to do, like being able to focus on exams and work or enjoy food. The tragedy is that there is no escape. Most women seem to try to conform. Some choose not to. Many simply fail. But whatever path is taken, it seems come at a great cost.You know the economics of thinness is flourishing, but they may act under the guise of self-discipline, self-perfection, and peer pressures. So are you a part of the economics? Just leave a comment down below. This is Headlines. I'll see you next time.